So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roma Theory. It sucks, right? It's always like this. And the first thing which I will say in in the first part of this live stream, which I do want to focus on the match reaction, and then I want to answer the big what if of this title. The big thing which I need to say is that we cannot give a sense of consistency to our results because winning against Inter and winning against Betis would have started a wonderful streak. But then, we won against Inter, we hyped ourselves too much, and then we lost against Betis. And this time, we lost after we were on a lead, which is controversial because that's exactly what we did against our opponents 4 days before yesterday's match. But it sucks because we cannot give a sense of consistency to our results. And losing yesterday puts us in a very risky position in the Europa League group stage. But as I said before, I want to focus on the group stage, the point parts, and all of that in a bit. What I will say is that yesterday's match once again was I found it very, very similar to the Atalanta game in the sense that we missed so many chances and our opponents had 2 attempts and scored 2 goals. That really is a big problem because we have difficulties in scoring. There are individual performances such as Zaniolo yesterday, who was shit, absolutely shit. Tammy yesterday, shit. You really ask yourself what's happening with some of our players, and also it sucks because injuries continue. Like, it's insane the amount of injuries we have. Celik is back in 2023. That's the latest news. It sucks. Now Korzop is out. Now Celik is out until 2023. Until Korzop is back, we need to play with either Spina and Zalewski on the 2 sides. And to be fair, as much as I love them both, none of them really defend well. And if we don't want to start with one of these 2 players, we need to be starting Viña. So injuries are a massive problem. But the thing which pisses me off the most out of yesterday's match is, again, something to do with decisions from Jose. Now, I get that Matic and Cristante are the most experienced duo that we have right now, with Wijnaldum out. But please, the Lord, explain to me, because I cannot find a reason behind this, of why Matic and Cristante started yet again yesterday. I just don't get it. Really, I don't get it. I'm really, striving on the point that this is an obsession, really, and it's not a joke anymore. It's actually reality, because it just I can't find the first thing which I can't find a reason behind is how Matic is able to play this many matches. Like, first of all, the first step out of everything is how the bloody fuck is Matic able to play all of these games? I mean, how old is Matic? So I just don't get why we keep on starting Matic and Cristante when we have Volpato, when we have Kamara, when we have Bove. And when we have a manager who in the last days of the transfer market has put pressure on the board to buy new players. I get that pressure. You want more players, for the squad depth, but he doesn't use those players. Because don't tell me he used Kamara, because Kamara only played 10 minutes combined out of all the matches. So we have a situation where Mourinho wants as many players as possible, but at the same time, he only starts 2 players. That, to me, makes no fucking sense. And I'm sorry if I'm pissed. I'm sorry if I keep on swearing. But I just don't get why Matic and Cristante keep on starting. And don't get me wrong. I've always said this. being against and criticizing, Mourinho is in some decisions is totally normal. What I don't want to do, and what I don't want to kind of give the impression that I'm doing, is I don't want people right now, after I said this, Mourinho fans who support Roma because of Mourinho, going, why is this guy speaking to a manager who's won a treble with Inter Milan, who's won the most trophies ever? And I'm not trying to compare my football knowledge. Obviously, I'm not. I'm absolutely no one in compared to Jose. But what I want to understand, and what I think it doesn't take a genius to understand, is Matic and Cristante can't play together. They are slow. They are slow. They are slow. They are a slow duo. Another thing which I would say is that Betis are a bang average team. I don't want anyone, unless Betis fans obviously are in here, to say that Betis are a good team. Because if we play Betis 5 more times, we're going to win most of the times. The only thing which killed us from Betis and the way Betis played is something which defines Spanish football clubs, which is tiki-taka. Tiki-taka kills us, especially when you have Matic and Cristante in the middle, because they can't handle the speed of the passes. And Betis yesterday, is played a decent match because they knew how to play the ball. They knew how to pass the ball. They knew where the ball should go. So I will give them credit on that. But apart from that, I'm not giving credit to Betis. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Betis. Yeah, Betis are a solid team. What I'm definitely saying, but I definitely think if we play Betis again at home, we definitely have our chances. But what I didn't like about Betis is the attitude of the fans. Now, if you're a Betis fans, I really hope you're against this, and I really hope you weren't a part of this, because what the Betis fans did to this city is just ridiculous. And it comes to mind that yes, I'm frustrated. Yes, I'm trying to find as many ways to talk shit about Betis. And don't get me wrong, criticize me if I want to do that. But this is not how you behave. You don't come to a city. You don't come to one of the coolest cities in the world, maybe also the best city in the world, and destroy its historical culture. You just don't do that. You really don't. And what really comes to mind is, who do you think you are? Like, chill down. Chill the fuck down. You're no one. You're absolutely no one. So you don't come away and destroy the historical culture side of the city. And don't get me wrong, it has nothing to do with yesterday's match, but it's something which absolutely pisses me off. So one thing which I'll say before completely going away from yesterday's match is see you on Thursday, you unculturated twats. But another thing, which kind of is the weird title which I gave to this video, what if? Now, there's a big what if after yesterday's match. And there's a big what if because it could change the dynamics of the season. We lost yesterday's game, which was unexpected and definitely puts pressure on us. One thing which I will say, before getting into the what if statement, is the fact that if you ask me now, the day after we lost at home against Betis, if we get to the next round of the Europa League 2022-2023, we are. If you ask me now, we are going to get through to the next round. I genuinely think we're going to win at home against Ludogorets. I think we could, because this team is so weird, right? We win in Milan against Inter. So the thing which really comes to mind is, why can't we do the same in Seville next week? So this is what I mean by, I think we will get to the next round. Problem is, we will get to the next round as second. And that means that the chances of us facing a Champions League side coming down from the Champions League are very, very high. And just to give you an example of the teams that could, at this stage, at time of speaking, get down to the Europa League from the Champions League, and therefore teams that we would face: Ajax, Bayer Leverkusen or Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Eintracht Frankfurt or Tottenham Hotspur, Milan or Chelsea, Leipzig, and Seville or Copenhagen. Literally, like, genuinely speaking, realistically speaking, out of all the teams which I just mentioned, right now, and by what this team has shown me, we could only beat Bayer Leverkusen and Seville or Copenhagen. No one else. Realistically speaking, it's great to get into the next round of the Europa League, and I really hope we do, but we don't have a chance in winning this tournament. Therefore, I'm going to spice things up. I'm going to turn the table around and say to you, what if, after yesterday's defeat, Mourinho's thinking of getting back down in the Conference League and win it? It's a weird thing, because going from the Europa League to the Conference League is bad. But if at the end of the season we get top 4 and we win Conference League, it would be the biggest success of this team in the last 20 years. And again, if we end up in the Conference League and win it, that would be second consecutive European trophy. It's not the Champions League, it's not the Europa League, but it's a European trophy. And there's something which the UEFA owner, Chefrin, said last week, that there were more people watching the Conference League final than the Europa League final. So I don't want Lazio fans right now to turn up in this stream and go, ha, you can only win that. Because what I will respond to you, yes, I can only win that, but at least I'm winning something and I'm not watching my opponents from the sofa. So, what if we get to the Conference League and try and win it? And that would bring enthusiasm, because it's still a European trophy. Look what happened when we won it. It's going to happen all over again. And then focus on top 4. Add the two things up. If we get top 4 and win Conference League, what do you want more? So I'm really like, obviously Mourinho will try and get to the next round of the Europa League, without a doubt. Obviously the players want to get to the next round of the Europa League. But what I'm saying is, what if we get out of the Europa League, we do it again in the Conference League? Because at the end of the day, you look at this team and it's not Europa League level. I mean, it's Europa League level, but it's not Europa League winner level. It's not that. This team is still in a big process of growth. And don't get me wrong, yes, Conference League isn't very ambitious. I get that. I totally get that. Especially if you're a Mourinho fan who only follows Roma because of Mourinho and obviously are used to winning trebles and stuff. Yes, that's not ambitious. But if you put it in a perspective and look at it on the bigger scale, in this process of growth, from when Mourinho picked up the team, if he wins the Conference League another time consecutively, you see, yes, it's not like winning the Europa League, but it's a big sign of growth. So what I'm trying to say is, like, what I really think, if we get to Conference League, is that I think we're gonna win it. Don't get me wrong, I'm a bit hallucinating because we won the last one. But if you ask me now, if we get to the Conference League, we're gonna win it. We're gonna win it. That's our trophy. The first ever edition of that trophy was ours. We know that trophy really well. So, and also it looks like from the teams which are in the group stages, to me, it looks as if the level of the Conference League this year is way weaker than the one of last year. Don't get me wrong, you have West Ham and Fiorentina, but other than that, who do you have? I mean, not that last year there were any better teams, but you get the point. So, again, I do think we will get to the next round of the Europa League, without a doubt. I think we will. I genuinely think we will. Because another thing is, we've seen Jose's experience really pull up in big moments in European trophies. So I do think we're going to get to the next round, but we're going to get to the next round with second. And don't get me wrong, that makes things even more interesting. That makes things even more cool, but it obviously is a big risk. But obviously we need to try and get Europa League. What I'm saying is, I don't want Conference League. I want Europa League. What I'm saying is, if we get into the Conference League, then we shouldn't only focus on the Serie A and just screw it. We should try and win it again. That's what I'm saying, and yeah, but yeah. Thoughts? Let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Seville would be the best, trust me. They're absolutely tragic defending. Yes, Seville are amazing right now. We have a chance if Mourinho changes something or if he leaves. No more Conference League. All we do is beat Ludogorets and Helsinki. Not that. Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is, 100%. 100%. I do think we're going to get to the next round. Yes, it makes things more complicated, but right now, I can't not see us win at home against Ludogorets. Don't get me wrong, we're not the best of teams, and we did lose against them. But at home against Ludogorets, we can't lose. I can't see us losing. I'm going to shut up and don't want to jinx anything, but you see what I mean. There is Villarreal and they will win it, so forget Conference League. Well, people were saying that when it comes to Leicester as well, and we beat Leicester. So, but yeah, I do think we're gonna get to the next round. I don't think it will be a problem, in fact, but it will be interesting to see who we face, because right now in the Champions League, big teams are performing really well. Top four is everything. We should forget about Europa and Conference League. What I think we should do is top four, 100% agree on you, with you, and then focus on try getting quarterfinals of the Europa League. And I think for the first year back in the Europa League, getting quarterfinals and top four at the end of the season, I think would be a big success. But yeah, so in the Europa League, I think obviously I would love for me to be wrong, but we're not Europa League level right now. So us getting to the quarterfinals wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you get the point. I'll catch you tomorrow with the match preview for the Lecce game. That's another very bastard match, especially coming from a bad result. It's a classic match where deconcentrations are there and could easily happen. So I'll catch you tomorrow for the match preview. If you haven't already, make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, follow me on Instagram over there, or at Simon lower score, AS or lower score. Smash the like button, comment in the comments your thoughts on this video. And also, if you haven't already, I know we lost, but go and check out yesterday's vlog. I mean, I know you don't want to, but do it if you have nothing to do. So yeah, I'll catch you soon. Simon out.